that we're going to all talk over.
Yeah. Just waiting to make sure it's connected.
Okay. Ron, can we get the cart? It's really heavy. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
And it's Vivietta?
Viviana.
Viviana.
Okay. Kohn.
Ken.
Okay, no, for your
Yeah.
stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
They told you that when they gave him the name?
Well, Kohn is Kohn.
Right, I know.
And she's the niece. I don't know. You can check with them.
Right.
I
It
don't
wasn't in our file, but that's
know.
okay.
Okay, I just because Kohn
Yeah.
is Kohn.
Yeah, I know.
but,
Yeah.
The niece Diana is Cohen.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, but
Yeah. You include that in the Almaleh,
file.
HaKohen?
Oh, and yes.
how's everything good?
Yeah. We had a break in here. They broke into our storage.
Wow.
Yeah. And they got just gardening equipment. They didn't get into the burial container, but we have to deal with them.
Even he's very strong.
Oh, we
secure.
had so many locks on it. They've been trying for months.
So too many.
They stole our cameras the last time. Friends, we're going to begin in just a moment. We're just waiting for our groundskeeper to bring over the cart so that we can carry Saul to this spot.
Ask her if he's a Kohn.
I believe he is. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to. They can't talk back.
You
so-
can talk? Okay. All right.
I'm going to turn it around.
So we go this way.
Yeah.
You had a nice vacation? Was nice?
I was here. I didn't go anywhere. That's fine. Okay.
To speak Hebrew, right? So, yeah, because when I started speaking to him in Hebrew the day passed, the nurses said they just give him he was very responsive. Very, very. Yes. That's why I'm there for this position. The work comes aside. The work is just the sick. Important that all of our generation understand the centrality of the senior population in life. parents are Israeli, right? Or one?
נולדתי בירושלים, ועכשיו ילידה בארץ.
וואו, יופי. אז שני ההורים שלך ישראלים.
שניהם עלו לארץ.
עלו לארץ. קטנים. צעירים. מאיפה? בארצות הברית?
אמא שלי משוודיה,
מה הכירו בצילום? Which one?
מי כמוך ועל גדולות ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. Good? Can you just make sure we're in frame?
Yeah.
We're good. You guys want to stand? Well, I want to talk to the camera, but I'd like to see you also. So come stand over here. Shanima, come here.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys can go through there. Shanima, you'll come here. Okay, check on. We can begin with Shanima.
שיביתי אדוני לנגדי תמיד, כי מימיני בא למות. לכן שמח ליבי ויגל כבודי, אף בשרי ישכון לבטח. כי לא תעזוב נפשי לשאול, לא תיתן חסידך לראות שחט. תודיעני אורח חיים, אורח חיים. שובע שמחות את פניך, נעימות במנחה נצח. שיביתי אדוני לנגדי תמיד, כי מימיני בא אמון.
I have set the eternal before me. God is at my side. I shall not be moved. Therefore does my heart exult and my soul rejoice. My being is secure. For you will not abandon me to death, nor let your faithful ones see destruction. You show me the path of life. Your presence brings fullness of joy. Enduring happiness is your gift. Amen. The psalmists teach on a different page. The psalmists teach, Adonai, you have been our refuge in every generation. Before the mountains came into being, before you brought forth the earth and the world, from eternity to eternity, you are God. You return us to dust and decree that we are mortal, for in your sight 1,000 years are as yesterday when it has passed as a watch in the night. You engulf us in sleep. We are like grass that renews itself at daybreak. It flourishes anew, and at dusk it withers and dries up. The span of our life is 80 years and 10, or given strength 80 years. But the best of those years have trouble and sorrow. They pass by speedily, and we are in darkness. Teach us, therefore, so to number our days, that we may attain a heart of wisdom. Turn to us, O God, show mercy to your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we might sing for joy all of our days. Let your deeds be seen by your servants and your glory by their children. May your favor, O God, be upon us. Establish the work of our hands, that it may long endure. I thought of that psalm as I was reading the eulogy and the obituary that you wrote, and I'll read in just a moment, and thought about Saul's many long years. If the tradition is that a full life is 70 years, and if given strength and wisdom and courage, 80 years, so much more strength, so much more wisdom, so much more courage, so much more compassion and love then for 102 years. Of course, we know it's not just the longevity of Saul's life, but what he did in that time. I think every rabbi, from the beginning of rabbis, has given some sermon about the two numbers that are on the tombstone, the matzevah, the date of birth and the date of death, and the dash that is in between. And Saul lived in the dash. We all live in the dash, but he elongated that line more than most, and filling each point along the way with so much, contributing to the establishment of the West, of Canada, to the settlement of the land, to the defense of freedom and liberty in World War II, to his work in the in I want to say the shmata business, because that's what my family would say, because we were in it as well, but no, in clothing and in the stock market, and with all of you as family, and in our community, and now at the Louis Breyer as well, as he was part of that community. He filled that line, not just marking time, but filling it with Zaman Kodesh, with holy time, with sacred time. And so though we are just the 5 of us here now, and all of you that join us online, we honor this man, the length of his life, and how he filled it as well. So we want to turn some more to the Psalms, to Psalm 23, the familiar words, Adonai Roi. Yosef, would you like to do it?
Yeah.
Can't read that, okay. The Hebrew's not that late.
מזמור לדוד, אדוני רואי רואי אכזר, בנודשי ילביסני על ממנחות ינערני, נפשי ישובב ינחני במעל צדק למען שמו, גם כי אלך בגץ על מוות, ורע כי אתה עמדי, שבטך ומשענתך המה ינחמוני, תערוך לפני שולחן לגץ צורריי, ישנת בשמן ראשי כוסי רוויה, אך טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים.
Amen. The English is on your handout if we can read together. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. The words that you wrote for the obituary are so beautiful, and I want to read them as part of this, as part of the record. As part of the record of his life, to acknowledge the ending of this chapter, of this remarkable book, and this story. Saul Kohn was born in 1919 to Michael and Yeti Kohn in Lipton, Saskatchewan. He was one of 10 children raised in this remote Jewish colony amongst a group of Romanian Jews who were homesteaders. Their passage to Canada had been financed by Baron de Hirsch, and the land was given by the Canadian government conditioned on it being cleared of trees and planted. Although of limited resources, the family was wealthy in love, laughter, and commitment to Jewish values. Saul and his siblings attended a one-room schoolhouse and studied after school with a Hebrew teacher who boarded with the different families in Lipton. The family moved to the larger city of Regina as Saul and his siblings grew older. Saul came of age in the beginning of World War II, and he, along with his brothers Jack, Nate, Mo, and Benjamin, all enlisted in the war effort. Tragically, the plane of his brother Benjamin, an airplane gunner, was shot down over Belgium, near Belgium. And Saul was a proud Canadian veteran. After the war, Saul moved to Edmonton and opened a men's clothing store. Saul was a glamorous figure, always impeccably dressed and elegant in manner. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us about that at the Briar.
Yeah.
The Weinberg and the Briar.
You know, we always want all the clothes the same color, the same position, like that, meticulously.
Like a good soldier.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
good soldier. Yeah, and
Whatever the clothes is the color of the shoes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's like that.
Amazing. Saul remained close to his aged parents, his siblings, and nieces and nephews, and you join us now online. Several years later, Saul moved to Vancouver, BC. The skills that he had learned in retail sales found a new calling in the profession of a stock promoter. I didn't even know there was such a profession. Saul retired from the stock market and spent many years in his Stanley Park apartment enjoying quieter life, which he had well deserved, I'm adding that. He remained close to friends and family and remained active for many years. In his mid-90s, Saul began a steady decline in health. He moved into the Louis Briar home where he received skill and loving care from his staff and companions. Saul was predeceased by his parents Yeti and Michael, his brothers Jack, Nathan, Mo, and Benjamin, and his 5 sisters, Fanny Love, Sarah Weiner, Betty Gitterman, Minnie Sapiro, and Anne Goffman. Saul was loved and appreciated by his many nieces, nephews, great-nieces, great-nephews, and their children. I'm going to add, for a man that had no family of his own, he was surrounded by family. He was rich with family and with all of you. And your care for him in these final days and in this final moment is a testament to that covenant that we make with our family and our loved ones to be there by their side at the time that they need us. He relied on you for that, and we acknowledge the mitzvah that you are doing. The family are grateful for the compassionate support and care Saul received from his doctors, his nurses, his healthcare staff, and special appreciation to Saul's personal care workers that became like extended family to him during his years at the Louis Briar. Before we recite El Malei Rachamim and Kaddish, Cantor, maybe we can sing one more.
של המים ורק השמיים תפילת האדם החול והים רישו של המים ורק השמיים תפילת האדם. God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
So we recite 2 prayers at this time. One is El Malei Rachamim, a prayer for Saul's soul, that it might be guided and escorted Tachat Kanfei HaShekhinah, under the wings of God's presence. Our tradition teaches that when a person dies, their soul goes up to heaven, as this prayer talks about. But we know also in our own experience that the soul is the part of the person that we fall in love with. It's the part of them that is unique and distinct. And that lives on inside of us as long as we remember them for blessing. And so as we ask God to escort his soul not only to heaven, but inside each of us, that we might take the very best lessons and parts of Saul's life and incorporate them into ours, so that that part of him, memory, always lives on in us.
El male rachamim, shochein bamromim, aמצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה. אם קדושים וטהורים כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמת שלמה בן מיכאל ואיתה הכהן שהלך לעולמו, בעל הרחמים יסתירהו בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתו. אדוני הוא נחלתו, וינוח בשלום על משכבו, ונאמר
Amen.
Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to Saul, who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let him find refuge in your eternal presence in the shadow of your wings, and let his soul be bound up with the bond of everlasting life. God is his inheritance.
Amen.
May he rest in peace. And we say together, Amen.
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 At this time, we're going to lower the casket into the grave, place earth, and then we'll recite Kaddish.
they can say Kaddish with you also.
You know what?
People are watching, they can say Kaddish.
Yes, yeah. It's not Zoom though. It's just a stream. So we'll recite Kaddish at this time. Yitgadal, Yitgadash Shemei Rabbah,
Amen.
V'yomad Divrach Yerutei V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayachon V'yomechon V'chayei L'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agalav Izman Kariv, V'yimaru Amen.
Amen.
Yeh Shmei Rabbah Mevarach L'olam Olamei Amayam. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitvaman V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei D'Kudesha B'richu.
Amen.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata,
Ta'amiran.
damin ron be'alma v'yimaru.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru.
Amen.
Osei shalom b'mromav, u'ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimaru.
Amen.
Shalom b'Rama, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Shalom b'Rama, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru,
May his memory always be a blessing.
Amen.
Amen. Hamakom Yenachem Etchem B'toch Sha'ar Avnei Tzion Be'Yerushalayim. May God console all of you
Amen.
among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem.
Amen.
Friends, this concludes our service. It'll be available on our website just after, so those that might have missed it or that you intended to have joined can go to the temple website, the YouTube page, and you'll find the link there. Please stay safe. May his memory be a blessing.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbi.